Here's some things where we would consider them red light projects. In other words, call a pro. There's no debate. The only way this would be suitable for you is if you've done this for a living and you have the skill to do this. So, number one, electrical panel upgrades. Well, here's where you're going to have to call the power company. They're going to have to kill the power, and that's left to an electrician to do. He can put it in, he makes sure all connections are the right tightness, and that there's not going to be a problem. Adding circuits in your electrical panel, same thing. High risk of electrocution if you don't know what you're doing, and it's just not worth it for a few $100s. Aluminum wiring remediation. And you don't have to rip aluminum wiring out of the house. You can remediate the connections on all switches and outlets, but again, that needs to be done by a professional. High fire risk if it's not done correctly, and you certainly don't want that. These are life safety issues, insurance and code compliance issues, and one mistake now, it can cause a fire down the road, months later even. You forgot about it. Another red light project would be structural changes. Okay, for example, removing walls, cutting floor joists for plumbing, and altering roof framing. Now, obviously, if you've done this before, that's different. But if you're removing walls, you've been watching these DIY programs on HGTV for a while, and you're feeling pretty confident with a sledgehammer, not the greatest idea. What does that wall support? Is it a support wall? If you move that wall, what's going to be left in its place? And so that's left to the professionals. Even as inspectors, we got a pretty good sense of these. But when we get a question like, hey, can I remove this wall? We're going to say, look, here's my opinion on it, but you need to get a professional structural guy to look at it before you go removing anything. Same with cutting floor joists for plumbing. A lot of plumbers could heed this advice. They ought to have somebody else alter things so they're not cutting it. You don't want to cut a floor joist if you can help it for anything. And then altering roof framing. So these are some of the most expensive post-sale repairs that we see. Cut joists for plumbing or HVAC. See it all the time. It's a problem. Now we got a sagging basement floor or bathroom floor, and it can just be a problem. Same with roof.